Welcome to the BumbleKast. Coming to you live from Super MAGFest 2025. I am your host, Ian Flynn, the BumbleKing, and joining me as always, and for the first time in person, my BumbleKo-host, KyleJCrb Crouse.
Hey, Ian. What's up?
So, real quick, how many folks here know what the BumbleKast is? All right, and how much of you are really confused about where you are right now? All right.
Yeah.
So, just
Same.
quick overview. I'm Ian Flynn, the BumbleKing. I am a freelance writer. You know me best for my 20 years of work on the Sonic the Hedgehog series, most recently Sonic Frontiers, Sonic and Shadow Generations, and Sonic and Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings. Kyle?
Yes. You know me from the BumbleKast. I am also the host of Nitro Game Injection, video game music podcast that I've been doing for 22 years as of this year. So, yeah, doing a lot of, based a lot on a lot of fan arrangements and basically like kind of like the stuff you'll hear at the concerts here this weekend. So, yep, this is like right up my alley. So,
And you've been a fairly regular fixture of OCR.
I guess that's true. Yeah. I will be on the OCR panel later on this weekend too. So.
And the BumbleKast is our Q&A podcast where folks write in and ask us all sorts of questions about love, life, who would win in a fight, Goku or Godzilla. We answer it to the best of our ability, but there is the caveat, you may not be satisfied with the answer. It may not even be right, but you will get an answer. So, since that is what we are and what we do, welcome to the BumbleKast. Who has a question? And who's manning the mic? Nobody's manning the mic. I'm going to go get a mic.
Do we have mics that will wander around?
Are you live? Yes, you are.
There we go. Yay. All right. Do we want to put the mic up in the middle here and have people come up?
Yes, and I believe we are in view of the camera right there. Yes, I'm looking at you.
Yes. Hello.
Shot.
Okay. So if you're going to come up and ask us a question, right there. Sorry to make you walk up here, but...
Hello.
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 Hi. Since this is MAGFest, and I guess I'll keep my question video game related, has there ever, for both of you, has there ever been a game where you had one opinion, but as time went on, your opinion changed?
Legendarily. Kyle, would you like to go first before I rant?
Oh, man. I got to be honest, I need some time to think, so go ahead and rant, please.
So I was super excited for Tears of the Kingdom.
You know, I think I sent you a Tears of the Kingdom question once.
Maybe you've already
John
heard this.
B.
Yes!
John B, yeah.
So for those of you who haven't heard, loved, absolutely adored Breath of the Wild. Top to bottom. Very excited for Tears of the Kingdom. And you know, mechanically, it's perfectly fine. I think it's the oddest sequel to Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts I've ever seen. But, you know, mechanically, it's impressive. It's just not, you know, a Zelda game. And, narratively speaking, it's atrocious. So, went into it very excited, very hyped. And credit where it's due, the end game is superior than Breath of the Wild. But, I have opinions about the story, how it was executed, where it went, where it didn't go, what it didn't accomplish. And personally speaking, building my giant laser-firing death mecha, great in concept, very weird in Zelda.
Fair.
Mine is actually one that I know is a little bit of a hot button topic for a lot of people, but I'm going to say Genshin Impact kind of was like... actually, I'm really kind of surprised at just like how much like care and attention to detail is actually put into that game in comparison to like what you might expect looking at it. You're thinking like, oh, okay, it's just some silly like, you know, waifu and husbando simulator or whatever.
Which it is.
Which
let's
it
be
is.
fair, yes.
It is. But also, it's like surprisingly decently written. The music is absolutely stellar. Fantastic music. So yeah. I kind of wrote it off at first, but yeah, Genshin.
Thank you.
Yep.
Don't be shy, folks. Come right on up.
Hey,
How's it
Rama.
going?
Hey,
Hey,
Rama.
hey.
So, in 1996, for the Sega Saturn, Sega released Fighters Mega Mix,
Uh-huh.
which tragically does not have a single Sonic the Hedgehog character in it, but it does have a Daytona USA car named Hornet, car number 41.
Correct.
An excellent, excellent fighting game character.
Yes.
So, Hornet is a non-humanoid thing. It's weird. He gets up on 2 wheels, and 2 other 2 wheels come out. It's hard to fight a car, we'll say. So, since we never got a chance to see it, what Sonic the Hedgehog character could beat a NASCAR?
Well, if we're talking about just raw horsepower, obviously Sonic, but we're talking fisticuffs here.
Yeah.
So quite obviously by my boy Knuckles.
Knuckles. Yes. Knuckles.
I don't care how many times I got ran over by the cars in Sonic Adventure 1. That's my fault for not paying attention. If it was just Knuckles, he would have been fine.
Oh yeah, it's Knuckles and also Mighty. We gotta give our love to our boy. Mighty.
Whatever Knuckles can handle, Knuckles can handle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Knuckles
yeah.
can whatever Knuckles can handle. Mighty can handle it like tenfold.
Any
Yeah,
day of the week.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes.
By all means, if you can't answer this question, my apologies completely. You were Sonic Frontiers, right?
Yes.
Okay, my question is, when you're driving the games, was Sega pretty much on board with a lot of your ideas, or are there some concepts or things they wanted to do that Sega was like, nah? I was curious.
It was a collaborative process, start to finish. They had their direction and tone and story they wanted told. And whatever ideas I brought to the table, we talked them out. And some made the cut and some didn't. But that's part of the creative process.
That's fair. Thank you.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Sonic 3, the movie?
That was fun.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god.
I know.
Wait, I thought you
know.
saw it.
No.
So you don't know about the...
Oh, he doesn't even know about the...
No. I don't
So
know. about-
whatever you
I
do,
know.
don't spoil about the...
Should we just, should
Nothing.
we go?
Don't say anything.
Should we all just go like right now? Should we find the nearest
say
theater and
anything.
just go?
Don't say anything.
Oh, by the way, don't look at this anymore.
Thank you.
Howdy.
Hi
Hey,
there.
Drago.
Hey. Well, I know you guys love your shipping questions. all right.
Where
two,
we-
2 ships for you.
live
Stay,
on
Where,
camera.
where
Stay
are we
with me
sending
here.
him to?
stay with me here. I think you're going to be okay with this
Okay,
one.
Okay.
Okay. United Federation airship versus a ship from the Egg Fleet. Who comes out on top?
Okay.
See, you said it was shipping, but this is power scaling. You sneaky son of a gun.
I'm just saying, what do you think
Why not-
would be cooler?
Why not both?
Oh, what is cooler?
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, the egg fleet ships are always cooler. I mean, look at them.
Yeah.
They're fish. They're fish in the sky. They don't belong up there. Flying wait.
Hold on.
That we haven't really seen a lot of the United Federation stuff. I mean, we saw like a little bit in Shadow's game, and it's kind of helicarrier shield stuff. That's fine, but it doesn't quite have the same pizzazz as the egg fleet.
They don't have that Eggman signature, you
They
know?
don't,
There's that-
They don't have that Eggman swag.
that
Yeah.
egg drip.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Master plan and master swag.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, all right.
Okay, so I have a little movie Sonic related question,
Okay.
which I know is a
Kyle,
little,
shut yours.
Thank you.
Go for it. No, go for it.
So
Totally fine.
obviously Montana was a pretty reliable state for Sonic to live in, to land in, really, and for all the events of the movies to happen. What would be the funniest state for Sonic to land in the Sonic movieverse?
I know Florida is the default answer, but that feels like low-hanging fruit.
As a Floridian, I'd agree.
I think, honestly, it would be kind of fun to see what he would handle in terms of terrain with any state that he landed in. You know, throw him into somewhere on the East Coast, have him run through the Appalachians, throw him out to California and deal with all of their lovely natural disasters at any given time. Washington, just because it's beautiful out there. And Florida for... Florida man.
Florida.
Who then is corrected in all of his Floridian ways and takes after Sonic, and that is the origin of Sonic Man.
There you go. There you go.
Hi. Are there any restrictions with the Sonic questions?
No,
like
go
on the
ahead.
live one?
Nope.
Okay. You have to take Silver the Hedgehog, and you have to ride him with any character, but it can't be a single character he's had like canon interactions with. Who would you do, and roughly what would their buddy comedy situation be?
Who has Silver not interacted with
Did
directly?
interact with Blaze, Sonic, Shadow.
I mean, I guess technically he hasn't met Marine.
That's true. He hasn't.
Marine is full of ideas, and he has just the power set to make them happen.
Ah, that's adorable.
Oh boy. Oh,
I think
boy.
that's fun.
I think that's a pretty
It
good
is.
one.
Thank
yeah.
you very much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey,
Who
So,
are you?
shush. So we've all played the Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. We all know the story of Midna, story of Zant, and we don't really know much about Link. But let's take him out of the game for a second and replace him with a different silent character. My personal pick is Doom Guy. How does how does Twilight Princess go with Doom Guy instead of Link?
well, clearly Minna just kind of hops on his shoulder and points with her hair and says, "Rip and tear till
Yeah.
the job is done."
Yeah.
That's what I wouldn't expect any less. Thank you.
That is fantastic.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello.
When writing for Shadow Generations, where did you come up with your approach for the boss dialogue, particularly Mephiles?
that was a different scenario where the boss dialogue was provided to me and I localized from there. So a lot of the inspiration came from the development team on that line of dialogue. And with Mephiles in particular, the translation was already brilliant, so I'm like, I don't need to touch this. This is great.
A little mini question. So does that go for all of Shadow Generations? It was more of a translation job?
No, with the majority of the storyline, that was here's the premise. Here are the main plot beats that you need to hit. What's the rest? And I filled in the blanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Hello.
First of all, I have to say, Mr. BumbleKing, sir, as a podcaster, I assume you probably don't get many people to comment on your appearance. You have a striking resemblance to Nick Offerman. I'm a little jealous.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm learning that I look like a lot of people at this show.
Yeah.
So,
Really? Cool.
so far this, and also Mark Hamill, and I really have a greater opinion of myself after 24 hours than the rest of my life.
Damn, I didn't see Mark Hamill, but now I kind of do.
What? I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, no.
All right, well, I guess my question... so my question is it's a pretty brief one. Which of Blaze the Cat's many backstories is correct?
For that, I would say wait until Sega puts out the clear, definitive, this is what we're doing approach.
Okay, well, I was just asking for your opinion. That was a comedy show.
Why not? Why not all of them?
Yes, but when it comes to things like Blaze the Cat's origin, there's nothing funny about it. I have learned that very quickly. You must take this very carefully.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Should I have asked you which of Hawkman's several origins are correct?
Oh, yeah, because nobody cares about Hawkman.
Yeah. Well, I'll know that for next time then. Thank you.
Hi, I noticed since you have the Surge plushie there, I was wanting to know, what about one of the many, many, many Starline plushies out there that have been isekai'd?
Yes. I'm still looking for that bloody Starline. It's like it was showcased in some preview of a toy show, and I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
I will have that. And I haven't found it yet.
God dang.
This
Is it?
This is a custom made from someone in the merch hall. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Bumble crew brought it to the show, and they're like, guess what's here? And I'm like, it's going on the table.
Yeah, I think I saw it earlier when I was at the Bumble table.
And then she's going home with me, and you can't have her.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yes. Very well done.
It's a pleasure to meet you guys. I'm a huge fan of your guys' work.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You've been a huge inspiration to me as a writer myself, and I wanted to ask you something. As a writer, when you're doing interactions or between characters and stuff, how do you guys scale the limits of what they're capable of doing in a narrative and help balance them so they're equally showcased?
That is very tricky. It depends on what you're working with and what is the ultimate goal of this interaction. Like, do you have just a couple pages because you have other things to do in this issue? Is this an episode and you can get more mileage because animation can cover more ground in less time? And is this supposed to be a conversation between characters that illustrates what their interactions are, what their philosophies are? Are you building towards a conflict? Are you de-escalating a conflict? What are you doing with these characters, and what is that interaction going to accomplish? There is no universal rule for this, and 9 times out of 10 you reach the point where it's like, oh, this is exquisite, I have to cut 50% out.
No, I get that feeling before.
And that hurts. Oh, it always hurts. That sting never goes away.
Yeah.
But you learn to enjoy it, kind of, in a sick way.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Yo, hey Ian, longtime fan, big time fan. I don't know if there's limits for the autographs, but I've brought much with me. My question, because I don't want to go into anything about hypothetical stories at the moment, but I, last year, purchased the Sonic the Hedgehog cookbook, and have been very much enjoying it, and I was wondering, as writer, do you happen to have a favorite recipe from it?
We made, what was it, the muffins? The Whisper Muffins.
Yeah.
The Whisper Muffins, they turned out very, very well. And when I make them again, I'm going to make a cinnamon butter to go with them. Because
yeah.
they're very mild, but they've got a very strong effect on you. And that cinnamon butter is just going to make it pop. And
Yeah.
I will eat the entire pan
I haven't
in one
tried
go.
making the Whisper Muffins yet. I'll have to put that on the list for when I get back home. My personal favorite is Knuckles roll with the punches for breakfast. That'll last me a full week.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And those muffins look really good. I mean, everything in that book looks freaking great.
And just because he brought it up real quick, we will have a meet and greet signing session on Saturday at 3 p.m. So if you don't get a signature tonight, but you are going to be here for all of MAGFest, you will get your chance there as well.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ian. Hey, Kyle. Nice
Hello.
to talk to you guys again. Let's see. My question's about something upcoming, so I know you probably can't answer too much, but it's the Sonic and DC crossover. So the character pair-ups seem to be very intentional. I'd want to ask if this is by you by design, because Shadow and Batman are both motivated by tragic loss in their past. Sonic and Flash are both all about speed, depending on the version of Flash. But I want to ask about Knuckles and Superman specifically. Is it because they're both more or less the last of their people there? Or is there some kind of secondary element there?
I wonder.
Might
Also,
be
hey,
an obvious
Lorenzo.
one. Hey. But
I will say that the pairings were established between Sega and DC. That was, I was given that and say go. But I did try to find some parallels beyond just what is superficial and just have fun with them.
Perfect. Well,
And that's
thank
coming
you.
out very soon, so
Well,
it's going to be fun.
I think we'll have fun with it too. Thank you very much.
Also, quick note, Adam Bryce Thomas, who is doing the pencils for that, he is at the show. He is in the merch hall. He is selling stuff. So seek him out because he's real good.
Yes. Go check them out.
Okay. I'm sorry if anyone has ever asked you this before, but if you lived in the Sonic universe, where would you want to live?
I think that might be the first time we've gotten that.
I'm
I'm not kidding. It's been 10 years.
I want to say we've gotten something similar, but yeah, you might be onto that.
I would almost say Station Square because it's, very modern. It's on the coast. It has a great entertainment district. It does have that underwater thing, though.
Hey.
I think they fixed it.
Hey.
I mean, all the thunder, rain, and lightning, children screaming, women crying, however it goes. Yeah, that kind of ruins the aesthetic a little bit. I mean, if you enjoy your privacy, Angel Island would be lovely. Very natural, lots of open air. Just don't sleepwalk near the edge.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
or onto the mountains, or really anywhere Knuckles would find you because he'd just throw you off the island. Where's a good place?
Well, I guess so. Nowhere.
Spiral Hill Village. That only had one Eggman invasion, and otherwise it's been perfectly calm. And Tangle moved out, so she's not going to come crashing through your window at 3 a.m. and go, whoops, my bad.
Oh, man. I mean, Spiral Hill is pretty good. It seems like it would be a pretty chill place to stay, just with that, especially without Tangle there now. I'm more of a city guy, though. I don't know. I want to hang out in Westopolis or something like that. That would be pretty cool, I think.
Empire City.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Because Empire Hub Day, oh, that's a bop.
Yeah.
I will listen to it. Yeah, that's a tune to wake up to. Yeah, well, that will also wake you up.
Also good, yeah. That will also wake you up. All right. Yeah. You're welcome.
Howdy, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh my God, Mega Man shirt, nice.
Thank you.
So, 2 questions, but you guys can choose which one you want to answer. Was there like a level or a section in a game that you played that has stuck with you all the way up to now? If there's a franchise that you have yet to work on that you'd absolutely love to work on, what would that be?
I will do both because we don't have a ton of a long line and we can get through this. Franchise I want to work on, Star Fox.
Yeah. I want you to work on Star Fox. Please hire this man.
The last folks that were in here, there was a guy in a perfect Fox McCloud outfit. Oh, it was immaculate. I know what I want to do. You know, the second timeline, start to finish, Star Fox 64 to what was it, Command? And yeah, just let me go ham. Just let me. I'm ready. I'm ready, Coach. Send me in.
Let him in.
Stages that stay with me. There's a ton of them, but the one that immediately springs to mind is the last. I don't know if you want to call it a stage, but the last section of Halo ODST, where you've completed your mission and everyone is escaping, and then the objective pops up on the screen. And it's just survive. Reach. Thank you. ODST was still a spectacular game by its own right, but you're right. That was Reach, and just you can't win, but Spartans never die. And that's one of those moments where it's like, all right, the messaging and the oorah of the whole Space Marine thing actually hit home, and it felt like it meant something. And it's like, I'm literally fighting for my life, and I'm not going to win. And that's kind of poignant. This is Halo. What in the world?
You shoot. This is the game where you go shoot, bang, bang. What the heck is going on here? I'm going to be a bit less dramatic, I guess, and say 3.7 Speedway from Daytona. I don't know, man. It's just like, you know, it's got that nice gambling theme going on. It's like as a kid, Daytona USA was kind of just like really formative for me. Just like it set a lot of the stage for like my music interests. I remember just going around like. I had Daytona USA for the PC, which was on CD, obviously, and the CD had Red Book Audio songs on it. You could throw that into your CD player and just listen to it. And I remember driving my parents up the absolute wall, just throwing that into the CD player while we're driving around town, playing Daytona music while I was a kid. And I'm still doing that today. So, yeah, I'll go with that.
All right.
Hello. I have a bit of a writing question. I was wondering, when you're writing for comics and like working with such like a variety of artists, how do you go about that collaboration? Because I'm assuming like each artist sort of like interprets the script differently or has different ways that they want to approach it. So how do you go about that collaboration into getting sort of like a final product?
If I have the knowledge of who's going to be drawing it, I try to write to their strengths. Like I know how they interpret scripts. I know how they do their pacing. I know what their strengths and their weaknesses and what they really like to do, and I try to aim for that. When I was working with Tracy Yardley on the old Archie Sonic stuff, we worked together for so long, I got a little lazy with my scripts because it's like, I know how Tracy's going to do this. And then other people started moving on. It's like, oh, wait, no. But I don't always know who's going to draw it. More often than not, I don't know. So what I have to do is just be as clear and concise as I can be on what my vision is for it, how I see it on the page, but also accept that they are artists too, and they are going to interpret it the way they're going to interpret it and render it their way. And it really just comes down to trusting the editor for keeping everybody in line, myself and the artists included, to have what is the best final product.
Thank you.
Yep. Also, I just want to say, your jacket is awesome.
Yes,
and
it
it
is.
really appeals. It really appeals to like all my senses. So very awesome.
And on the topic of writing, I will be doing a entire single-person lecture tomorrow at 1 o'clock about the writing process and writing for others. So, if you want to hear me talk at you for an hour,
again,
there you go.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question was about a previous podcast episode where you wanted to make, the soul dimension more accessible to the characters. Does this mean you wanted to find a way to perhaps merge the two dimensions together, or find a way that they can dimension hop more easily, or is there another way that you wanted to work at it?
Both are possible scenarios, and I'm sure there's even more. There was some feedback where folks thought I wanted to just do away with it entirely, which is not true. The Soul Dimension is fantastic. Blaze is fantastic.
Yes.
I just want to see more of it, and there's a variety of ways to make that happen. But that all depends on what Sega is comfortable with, whatever the project is. So it would be something to be explored.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. So I guess this is a character question. So I know Metal Sonic. His core is the everlasting imposter syndrome that he'll never be Sonic, and he's also hardwired to always obey Eggman. Do you think, or not do you think, like if there's ever a scenario where his imposter syndrome takes over overrides his code, and he finally leaves Eggman, what path do you think he would go on if he finally just tries to have his own agency?
Well, he'd probably grow really big star-shaped spines and kind of a weird half-kilt and call himself Metal Overlord.
But what if he tried to do it a second time?
Well, in the early IDW books, he grew out in big star-shaped spines. But
Well, what if he tried one more time?
Well, I mean, we've beaten this into the ground, so he needs to do something different. Probably moon-shaped spines and the front kilt.
Come on. He'd go crescent.
I know. Come on. You can explore it in a few ways, but I guess to make it distinct, what is it? Signature Metal Sonic versus Metal Overlord? Because Metal Overlord was a leader. He was a conqueror. He was a big figure. And Metal Sonic is much more sleek. He's much more of a precision weapon. So what is it about that you can interpret as going counter to Eggman without just being he wrecks stuff the same way Sonic does? That I don't have an answer for off the top of my head. But it is an interesting thought experiment of what do you do with Metal Sonic that isn't just Metal Overlord a second, third time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hi, I'm a little nervous.
No?
So,
No problem.
I've only known you by name for the longest time, but when Frontiers came out, I started reading, watching, playing everything of your stuff. And I already caught up to issue 70 in the comics within a month.
Very nice.
Huge fan. And I just want to know, how would you go about making and redeeming Sonic in the RPG genre?
The RPG genre?
Yeah.
Because Mario has all these RPGs, Sonic should get one.
I know, right?
Yeah. I agree.
We're not
Absolutely.
talking about that other one.
Personally speaking, I want to see a Sonic RPG in the style of the early aughts Tales of RPGs. For those of you who don't know about the Tales of series, it's a series of RPGs that are basically Smash Brothers controls. You got your basic attacks and then your special attacks up, down, left, right, and some of them get way more intricate and into the fighting style. Some are a little more basic. and some let you get really into the AI of what the party can do. Others are a little more streamlined. But I like the idea of having Sonic being an active fighter and moving around, but in a simple 2D plane, so you're not getting overwhelmed with 20 separate characters flying around. And you have the large open world to explore, Frontier style, maybe?
That's what Frontier should have been, more RPG.
I like the stream forward, beat him in the face myself, but that's how if you just give me the money, that's how I would approach it.
Only I always had the money.
I would love to see a Dragon Quest VIII style like open world exploration in that sense also, but it would obviously be much faster than Dragon Quest VIII. But I think something in that style would work really well for Sonic.
I forgot to also mention, I would want Atlas to develop it.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, man.
I want Sonic to be as stylish as possible. Thank you.
Hey,
absolutely.
All right. Hello, my name's Dominic.
Hello.
I want to say, Ian, I just want to say I've been reading a lot of stuff you've been writing for years for the comics and the games, and it's really cool to be able to see you in person like this. So I recently started reading like the Mega Man comics that Eddie Hand in writing. I'm really liking them so far. I'm kind of curious. If you ever had the opportunity to write for Mega Man comics or anything Mega Man related again, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely. Like I was building towards Mega Man 4. That was the event that I was so ready to do, and that's where the book ended. So
no, Ian, it's not ended. It's totally just on hiatus. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure it is. But anything Mega Man really, because Mega Man, any era of Mega Man, any version of Mega Man, it's all good. So
yes.
I'd be happy to jump in on anything if given the opportunity. But I really want to write my Mega Man 4, darn it.
Yeah, totally. And also, if I got off my 2 cents referring to an earlier question, like, what would be the craziest place that Sonic could land in the movies? We already established in the continuity of the movies that he's kind of like an alien, like there's supposed to be alien creatures there. Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah. That's kind of obvious now, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
That'd be crazy. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Ian. It's been a while since I've read Sonic lately, but I remember the Death Egg thing with Sally getting in and pretty much make a Sally, all that, the rewind. And I also remember the Metal Virus saga. So exactly what would you say is the most tragic event you've written for the Sonic franchise?
Oh, I've put them through so much. I think really, if you get down the most horrifying, most tragic, most why are you letting this man near this franchise at all moment was when Xena booted Cream into the crowd of zombies.
That was like, oh no, what is wrong with you?
Well,
Ian
I wanted
Flynn?
you to hate Xena, and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but also I know some people hated you for that.
And you know what? That's fair.
I mean,
I'm not going to critique there.
Yeah, well, many people hated Scar when he threw Mufasa into the wildebeest, so mission accomplished.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, if you want to know about any Star Fox things going on, there's Event Horizon. Check it out. It's a fan-made project. If they can get you on board.
Nice.
I'm here.
Pretty cool.
Hey, when Skies of Arcadia was localized to the
yes.
right, well-known fan, any references to alcohol had to be localized out.
Right.
But the localizers, instead of just kind of papering over, tall frothy glasses of milk sort of thing, they invented an entire drinking culture of like this moonstone-based drink. Very involved. It touched a lot of different parts of the dialogue. With your experience in localization, how would you even begin to have that sort of conversation with a licensed holder, right? Like that's a pretty big set of changes.
Yeah. I would hope that there would be an open dialogue between the original developer, the original writer, and understanding what the cultural significance is of the original and why it's being changed for the localization. I don't think we would ever get that kind of perfect scenario. It would also be a question of how much is this change going to affect the story? Like in the case of the Iyokla, as you noted, they went whole hog on that. They went into it and they made it their own. But I wonder how much time did they have to do that? How much oversight did they have to do that? What was the process there? Because in my limited experience with localization, there is almost no time. You are banging out from the raw English to the localized as best you can, as fast as you can, often with very little reference. So what I would hope for is just an open dialogue and resources, which is what I would hope for with any project.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
So I have like a question for both of you.
All right.
It was basically, so Sonic has had a good number of side games where he does many different activities, and one of the ones that seems to get a decent appreciation from the fans is the ones that deal with racing. So my question is, which do you guys feel fits or works best for the narrative for the characters as a whole when it comes to airboard racing, car racing, or on foot?
I will die on the hill that I want my Sonic R2.
Sonic R.
I mean, I understand why you don't do that because it's a lot harder to make it look good and make it feel right. And not all the characters are necessarily speedy on foot, and Sonic is by default the fastest. And so putting them on some kind of vehicle like an airboard or a car does equalize the playing field, and it's easier to animate and code and blah, blah, blah. I still want Sonic R2.
So would you feel better if it was more along the lines that everyone had like their own type of vehicle that couldn't match Sonic's speed?
Maybe, but then you get into so many little nuances and little details, and does this function the same as that vehicle, or does this function the same as that vehicle, and what if you don't like this particular style for this particular character? There's no one right answer, except for Sonic R2.
I mean, I can't disagree with you. It's Sonic R2.
Of course not, I'm always right.
Yeah, and get TJ Davis on the freaking music. Come on, get her back on. Yes.
That'll be fun.
I mean, I'm the car guy, so I really do enjoy like the car racing games.
Right.
And obviously, like Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed is like one of the best kart races ever made.
Yep.
So that's fantastic.
So you're looking forward to Cross.
So I'm looking to see what that's going to look like. But I do think like vehicles do help like even the playing field a little bit, and Sonic seems fine with it. Sonic's a pretty sporting guy. He's going to give him a chance at least.
The people that don't know, they usually are like, well, Sonic is faster than him. Why would he do that?
Sonic's
This is
faster.
fair.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Sonic's a cool dude, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, so yeah.
Hi, I'm a little nervous.
Hi, a little nervous. I'm sorry.
Nice
I'm
to
sorry.
meet you, Ian.
Yeah.
So I really love Surge. Love her
Yes,
to death.
as you
and
should.
I was wondering, how would you handle Shadow and her first meeting and their interaction? Would they bond at all over their backstory? Not bond, like, seriously, because it's Shadow, but, you know, like, would you kind of feel pity for her in some kind of way?
I hate Sonic so much. I hate him too.
Yeah.
We're besties now. Oh, great. It really does depend on the scenario. Like, are they meeting on equal footing in a
imagine they
calm
fight.
scenario? Are they at odds? I think at odds would be more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
smash the toys together, see what happens. But Shadow's tricky because he's not a very sympathetic, understanding individual, but he's not blind either.
Yeah.
I think the biggest point would be Surge's hair trigger and not wanting to really give anyone a moment to show her any sympathy or insight. And you just have someone who's kind of caustic and someone who's very caustic in the same room together. It wouldn't go smoothly, but it would be entertaining.
Yes.
Thank you.
I agree.
Hello again.
Hey.
Welcome back.
What was your favorite part of writing Sage the AI in Sonic Frontiers?
Putting her up against Sonic, because she is very new to the world, very new to everything, and trying to figure things out in her own very cold, analytical way.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonic is bursting with energy and humor, and she just does not know how to handle that. And how those interactions help her grow and find herself is, for me, one of the best parts about her.
I think Sage is one of the most interesting Sonic characters we've had in recent memory, as far as like her growth in just an individual game. Just to see like how she grows as a person throughout the adventure, and how Sonic, she becomes more amenable to Sonic as time goes on. So yeah, I think that was really well done.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Hi, Ian.
Hey.
Hi, Kyle. It's good to see you guys in person.
Yes.
This is one of the many wonderful, talented artists on the IDW Sonic book. Give him a hand.
Nice.
Also, sorry if you didn't want to be called out.
Sorry for putting you on blast.
No, it's all good. Anyway, I do have a question for the two of you. If you had to be reincarnated as any version of Eggman, Who would you pick and why? With exception to Boom Eggman, because I do think he has it the easiest. I do.
Oh man, now you made the answer hard.
Yeah.
I guess current modern Eggman, because he's got the style, he's got the swagger, he's got the setup, he's got a lovely family blossoming around him, and I have the most experience writing him, so I feel the most comfortable in his waiter pants.
Jeez. Let's go Adventures of.
Oh,
yes.
really?
Why not? Adventures of. Adventures of. Come on. Let's go.
Is it because all the fun shenanigans?
Yes, yes. All the silly shenanigans, the freaking just outrageous cartoon animation physics, and just that Long John Baldry voice is just iconic and legendary. So yeah, I think it would be super fun for the Adventures of world. It's such a ridiculous universe. Yes. So yeah.
Thank you.
I hate to say it, but we are at the 15-minute warning mark, so we're going to have to get faster at this.
Well, it's how it always goes.
I know.
Hello, one more from me.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose, both of you, if you had to choose between living in the Super Mario Sunshine world and having to go through his adventure of cleaning up the island and having to deal with the shadow version of yourself, or living in the world of Luigi's Mansion and having to clean up the entire mansion, dealing with all the ghosts and whatnot, what would the both of you choose if you had to?
I'm going to go with Luigi's Mansion because I actually enjoyed that game.
I'll be that guy and go with Sunshine then.
Well, then you can have the beach.
Sunshine is
I'm getting a mansion out of it. Ha!
Well, whatever.
Even the Plinko level, Kyle? That terrible level? You'll have to deal with that?
That's not that bad, actually.
Really?
I didn't think so. Yeah. Nah, it's not too bad. It's a little annoying, but yeah.
Fair enough.
But
it's getting so late, he's getting delusional. It's so sad.
Hello there.
Hey.
Hello.
All right. So I think I've asked this question before, but outside of anything from Lost Tales or House of Cards, what's a story you really wanted to tell but couldn't for whatever reason with Sonic?
It would have been fun if we got the other timeline to see how Metal Virus would have gone in the Archieverse. Because for those who don't know, the Metal Virus arc originated as a thought for Archie stuff that the license ended there, and it's well, I got a decent idea for the core story. Let's see how it works with IDW Sonic. And it worked great there. But how would it have been different with the Freedom Fighters, with the Egg Bosses, and that version of the world?
Especially if all the game elements kind of merge again.
Yeah. It would have been interesting to see where that would have gone, but I never plotted out that far, so I don't know how it would have gone necessarily.
One day.
I was going to say what you guys are exploring and we're looking at building up Sally and Nicole's relationship.
Well, yeah, but that's less of a story arc and more like the direction for the characters.
Right. Still,
I mean, they're roommates.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know. Oh my God.
All right, I don't want to keep too long. Thank you.
Thank you.
Toss me out if this is a dumb question, but it seems to me that we have roughly a 70% Sonic fan saturation rate. What do you think you are second best known for?
Mega Man.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely Mega Man.
Yeah, did 55 issues consecutively of Mega Man. Would have gone further if they hadn't lost the license. That's pretty much what I'm known for.
I think we should also have Sonic R2. Thank you.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey,
I also
hey.
agree. We should have Sonic R2.
Absolutely.
My question is if you could have any of the Sonic arcs that you've written adapted into a game, which one would it be and how would you approach adapting it?
I think the one that would be the easiest to adapt would probably be Neo Metal Sonic's Revenge, the beginning of the IDW arc. That was the most game-esque. That's where we introduced the most game-like characters that were inspired by Sonic Forces. I've seen folks around talk about Metal Virus Saga. I don't know how well that would be as a game, necessarily. But I think the first arc of IDW might work pretty well. Or any of the classic stuff I've done for IDW. Like,
yeah.
Seasons of Chaos was basically me cold pitching a classic game. It's like, if you want, you can just adapt this. I won't mind. There's zone names. We have Badniks. Some of the scenes are in 2D. Come on, please. No, okay.
I would say Champions. Give me another Sonic the Fighters, please.
Well, yeah, all right, fair enough, yeah.
Champions is still your best arc.
Thank you.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm going to say Champions from
All right.
the Archie era.
All right.
Let's do a game. Let's do another fighting game, Sonic fighting game.
All right.
Yep.
Sonic Fighter Z. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, again.
Hey.
Thanks for the silver question, but that made me realize from your questions online, it sounds like you enjoyed writing Maria a lot for the limited time you got to.
Maria or Marine?
Maria.
Okay.
Obviously, you can't write her anymore, but if you did get the chance to write her again without reviving her, how would you go about that? Would you like flashbacks? Would you bring her back in some other way? How would you go about it?
Oh, flashbacks. Flashbacks are always the easy callback. And personally speaking, I wouldn't want to revive her again because we did it. That's been done. And I feel like if you keep doing that, it cheapens that moment.
Yeah, that's true.
And it kind of takes away the poignancy of Shadow having to say goodbye again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that sounds anything. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome back.
Promise not to curse you with any more shipping questions. Just wanted to get that out of my system.
Okay.
So, timelines. But not the ones you're thinking of. So, in the Archie pre-boot...
Get ready to get him.
Don't shock me yet. So in the Archie preboot, at different points in the encyclopedia, when it's talking about the Zorda event, in some of the data files, it was talking about the past. It was talking about it happening either thousands of years ago, like 3,000 so and so post Zorda event, and then other sources said tens of thousands of years ago. So looking online, I saw just different back and forth, and then there was Isaac, the Gamma Recolor, that was talking about all this nonsense and that other issue. I was just trying to figure out, if you had to pick one, is it 10,000 or so years ago or 3,000?
Oy. Sorry, this is lore that I haven't had to keep track of in a long time. So dust off the mental cobwebs. The encyclopedia was meant to be the refreshing of everything, to take everything into account, sand off all the edges, and say, here is the definitive answer. And I believe a lot of what Isaac said was kind of hand-waved as he's an ancient robot. Some of his coding just corrupted the data. Mm-hmm. So I would go with whatever was in the Archie Sonic Encyclopedia as the definitive answer, even if it does bump with what was published in previous issues. Because after, 20 years, 15 years of the comics with multiple editors, multiple writers, multiple directions for the license, it's going to get messy here and there.
Oh, no, I hate that robot. It makes me lose a bunch of arguments. Like, no, that robot was crazy, though. Rouge said so. Robot was nuts. Thank you anyway.
Absolutely. Okay, we just got our 10-minute warning, so we'll finish up with you two gentlemen. We'll tell you what we've got coming up for the rest of MAGFest, and then we'll wrap it up.
So we previously had to replace the entire voice cast a couple of times. I know we don't want to do it again, but if we did, let's just say Sonic Eggman Tales.
Personally, I liked the voice cast from Sonic Prime.
Yeah.
Everybody involved, they did an excellent job. So if they were to be brought back for other future Sonic projects, I would not be opposed.
Yeah, the Prime cast was great. So
I mean, I like everybody that we have right now too, but
yes,
we can't lose, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Hi there, big fan. Sage is one of my favorite characters personally. And as I imagine, she was kind of a complicated character to write for the world of Sonic, right? In her debut game, I couldn't help but imagine, much like a lot of games, there may have been some things cut or modified during the development due to time constraints. Was there anything about Sage and her writing that didn't make the cut?
Nothing immediately springs to mind. The script itself was parsed down in places just for time, but when we were doing those edits, the focus was always keeping the core element of the interaction intact. Not necessarily all the words, because I can get a little wordy, as we've proven in this past hour, because I don't shut up. So
welcome to the BumbleKast.
But no, I don't think there was any critical concepts behind Sage that were lost at any point.
Yeah. There's an interesting thing, though, about Sage is that you didn't really have a design for her, right? You didn't see that beforehand.
Let's not peek too far behind the curtain, Kai.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Let's leave some mystery.
Yes, that's true. But we talked about it before, but yeah.
Let's not remind people of that.
Interesting. Yeah.
Anyway.
Getting edited live.
You know what? We have 7 minutes. Does anybody want to run up to the mic last second?
Run.
Fight for our attention. Fight for our love. Yes.
Let's see. So I remember you said Knuckles was one of your favorite characters. You also wrote Knuckles 30th.
Yes.
One of the things I noticed, because I like to look for these little ties, with Trip, there's kind of the resonance between the two characters of being of a kind of tribal culture, but in Knuckles' case, you go out of your way to highlight that difference. My question is, are you going to play with that kind of resonance more, like in the future, like kind of Sonic and Tails-like relationship with those two characters? Or
That's to be determined. Depends on if we get to see Knuckles and Trip do stuff together again or not.
All right, thank you.
I just want to see more Trip.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, please.
Hello.
Hello.
In Reboot Archie, there's a scene where Eggman is lamenting how he doesn't have his roboticized minions anymore. Does that it's not clear if he's remembering the old timeline or if in the reboot timeline he was still doing that at some point. Which was it?
Good question.
Awesome.
I think it was just that he didn't have them anymore and it didn't work for some reason. Because
Okay.
the reboot was going to follow the general idea that there was robotization at one point and then it stopped. That's what it was. It was that robotization was working up to a point, and then because of the interdimensional shenanigans of Sonic Advance 3, once they fixed the world, robotization didn't work anymore, so we still had the plot beat in there, but it wasn't contingent upon all the other continuity.
That is an amazing answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you for... I can remember things.
Wow. Amazing. I wish I could.
So I'm going to ask a question from way further back in the timeline. Actually, near the beginning of your run, it was like within like 15 issues of your run, you blew up Knothole. At what point did you like tell like the editor and Archie, I'm going to blow up like the one safe haven from the entire comic?
Well, we were coming up on... That was around 175, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause, we wanted a big, meaningful milestone issue, and Knothole had been in peril since the beginning, and then it was destroyed, and then it was not, and then it was in a pocket dimension, and then it was not, and then it was a big flourishing city, which kind of defeats the purpose of Knothole. It's like, let's just do something definitive. Let's let Eggman win. That's exciting. And how does Eggman win? He blows up Knothole. And it's actually going to stick this time and mean something. And the editor's like, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No bait and switch, just a stupid question out front.
Okay.
Okay, so going back to Archie, the pre-boot, the Ring of Acorns. When Amy got it, she got the age up because that's what she wished for, and also the magic hammer and all of the emerald power. Was there something about the Ring of Acorns that made it hammer-themed? Is there something in Amy's soul that gives her a hammer spirit? If Sally's mom got that, would she have a hammer too?
That's a good question.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Also, before my time, and I don't have to worry about that continuity anymore. No more plot spackle for that one.
I'm glad I was able to hammer this in before the deadline.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, last question, then we'll wrap it up.
I want to wrap it up. In Sonic 3, we heard, no spoilers, but we heard Ben Schwartz say one very iconic line towards the start of the movie. And I was just wondering, are there any other iconic Sonic the Hedgehog quotes that you would like to hear him or Idris or Keanu say in a movie sometime?
I want to hear him say gumshoe. Sorry, Ian. I had to. I'm sorry. I have to cause problems.
You know what? I want Shadow to go looking for the Chaos Emeralds, specifically the fourth one.
Yeah.
Because Keanu saying that line, that will be sexy.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a real answer.
All right, so coming up tonight at 11 o'clock is Kyle.
Yes.
And the whole Bumble crew from the Discord doing what?
We are doing Bumble Crew After Dark. We're doing like a Q&A. We're just talking. We're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to have some merch to give away. We're going to be probably falling asleep because it's going to be 11 to 1 a.m. So we're all going to be sitting here like, Ian? Ian's not here. Oh. okay.
Yeah, you say whatever you want. I got plausible deniability.
So, but it will be me and the whole Bumble crew who are up here and who are amazing people, and they've been helping us out so much this weekend. Also, be sure to go check out our merch table down in the marketplace. We're table P1, and we have a ton of stickers and BumbleKast thumbnail prints. So if you want to get some awesome art and help support me and Ian and everything, then head down there and check it out.
I also have another set of merch through Rock Island. We have it right here on the table over here if you don't want to go to Rock Island. So feel free to peruse there or throughout the rest of the show. And if you see me wandering around the show, I will have my pin on me. I will sign whatever you want. You know, it doesn't have to be at the signing panel. Coming up Friday, I have a 1 o'clock panel where I'm discussing about writing for other people, writing for other franchises. How do you even do that? Then Saturday at midnight, I will be hosting a panel with a indie developer, Daniel Mulligan, talking about a indie game that we are developing and how you get that process to even go. Then at 10:30, I don't know when I'm going to sleep, Kyle and I will be on a panel discussing on how you get your podcast running, how do you interact with your audience, and how you do that sort of thing. And then we will have our signing at 3 o'clock where you can come see us. And I'll be sitting there going, why didn't I get any sleep last night? And sign things, possibly even legibly. Then Sunday, before you guys are checked out and on the road, we will have the second BumbleKast Live at 9:30. So if you didn't get your question answered here or you think of something else between now and then, you got another shot at it. Kyle, you got anything to add?
I will be on the OCR panel. I'm looking up when it is. If you're interested in checking out the OC Remix panel, I'll be joining them, and we'll have some fun, definitely, on that panel. So the OCR crew is fantastic, so I'm looking forward to hanging out with them.
And that is exactly at time. Thank you so much for joining us for our livest of live BumbleKast Lives. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Take care, everybody. Thank
Yes.